Hey guys, what's up? It's John here. Okay, so today we're talking all about shares. So what are shares? So a company is divided up into equal shares. A company could have as many shares as it likes, but for example, a company such as Apple is going to have lots more shares than just a small company would. So essentially, a share is just a unit of ownership of a company. And the more shares that you own of a company, the bigger the shareholder you are in that company. So owning a share or shares of a company essentially means that you own part of that company. And you own however much your share is worth. So the more shares you own, the bigger the shareholder you are of that company. So the higher percentage of shares that you own, then the bigger the influence you have over that company. For example, how that company is run, or maybe on voting rights and your influence on how many votes that you have. So for example, let's imagine that a company is a pizza, and that pizza is divided into 8 equal slices. So the company has got 8 shares making up the whole of the company. So let's say you go in and buy 2 slices of pizza. You would own 25% of that pizza. If you owned 2 shares of that company, you would then own 25% stake in that company. So your shares would be worth 25% of that company. So some companies will have lots of different types of shares. You can have ordinary shares, or you can have preference shares, and there's loads more. Some of these shares have voting rights and some don't have any voting rights. But a lot of people that buy shares in a company, they really don't care about running the company day to day or deciding on the company's future. The only reason that some people would buy shares in the company is basically so they could collect dividends at the end of the either quarterly, semi-annually, annually, whatever it is. I've actually done a video explaining what dividends are. If any of you are unsure and want to check that out, then feel free. So yeah, basically, most people won't care how the company is run. So they'll just want to use it as an investment, just to collect a bit of money. And another reason that people might want to buy shares of a company is basically something called growth stock. So somebody might decide, okay, I'm going to buy a share of this company or multiple shares while the prices are low. So they'll stock up all of their shares then, and they'll wait to see if the shares and the company is valued at a higher price in the future. And when it is, they'll then sell these shares and make a profit. So they'll buy the shares when they're at a low price and they'll sell them for a high price. And these are growth stocks because the value of the shares or stocks has grown over a period of time. There is a risk in doing this though, because you don't know if that company is going to rise in value or it might just plummet down. So the stocks that you buy or the shares that you buy might actually be worth less in the future than what you bought them for. And then if you sold them, you would make a loss. So there's always a type of risk involved in this. Even massive companies that you might think have to do well, they've got a great past record, they're doing really, really well. Even they can go bust or they can crash. Right now, this pandemic is a prime example. You've seen overnight, basically, some massive companies go bankrupt pretty much. So if you invested in these companies, your stock would be much less than it was when you first bought it. Okay, so if you want to buy shares of a company, this is done on the stock exchange. So you could go down to a stockbroker and you could ask them and say, okay, I want to buy this amount of shares for this company, and say okay, and they would then charge you a commission rate. So basically they'll charge you for using their service. However, you've now got apps such as Robinhood, and Robinhood, it allows you to buy stocks, you can buy funds, you can buy whatever you want, but there is 0 commission fees, which is great for you guys because it means that you can save more money, which is in the end why anybody wants to invest in the first place. But look guys, before you buy any shares, please contact a financial advisor if you have any concerns, if you're unsure. Do not take what I'm saying as advice for you in the stock market, because these videos are just for entertainment purposes and hopefully information purposes, but I'm not a financial advisor. So guys, before you go, if you could just like, subscribe and leave a comment if you have any more questions, that would be great. So my idea is basically just to post some very basic videos, just explaining some basic concepts of maybe investing / business, just so that everybody can get, you know, the ground rules almost, get that core information. And then when we've done that, then I'm going to go into maybe some things that are slightly more complicated, maybe slightly more interesting for some of you as well. Okay, thank you guys. See you next time.